Watch the ride.
Hey everybody. I know people have said stay away from YouTube for a while, but I need a moment of normality. And also, I have to say, I found that talking about things has actually been really beneficial to me. And also, this is kind of like a diary that I can look back in the future and, you know, I can look back at what was going on and what happened and stuff like that. Oh yes, this is a very rare species. This is the lesser known sea shrew. Yeah, it's lost its soul. Yeah, having a moment of normality during a time of absolute non-normality would be nice. And I'll get onto that when I'm on the bike. The purpose of me being on the bike today is, and this will make you laugh. So the other day I'm in the bathroom and I had to lean on the handrail, you know, like towel rail. This is what it should look like. This is what happened. And I nearly face planted into the wall. So I'm going to pop up to Wix, hopefully, and see if I can find some matching sort of ends to replace that so I can get the handrail back up. That would be good, so we can dry the towel over the radiator. Now, this is a system I've not used for a while. Does it work? Teleport up. No, close it right. To the bike. Last try. Bingo! And my battery will be charging. I'm going to work on the assumption that you know what's happened with me recently from the recent videos, because I don't want to go back over that entirely in this video. But basically my poor old mum died on the 11th and we're dealing with everything we've had to deal with since. Again, I just want to give a massive thank you to everyone who's helped support us and everyone who's left me kind messages, people that I've bumped into and have come and talked to me. I didn't know I had a community this strong and this just cool, so thank you. A little update with everything. We've actually got the meeting tomorrow to organise my mum's funeral. I have got all of her accounts closed and opened the new ones that we need to. Being able to just pay some of those off and not need to worry about that, just to get the companies to go away, has been so much less stress than what it would have been. And now we're kind of, my mum's funeral will be soon. We'll deal with that, and then it's going to still be the process of the next few months, up to, you know, probably 6-7 months of clearing the house out, clearing our stuff down, me selling everything I can sell. I'm still reading the DR. People have said, like, don't sell the DR. I have to. Not only do I need the money, but I also need the space. I'm not going to be able to keep that bike. I know, but I look at it this way, right? I had 10 years with that bike. I took it from being a normal DR. It had all sorts of adventures. I then did the whole rebuild series on it. It's highly modified, and now it can have a new life somewhere with someone. It will need to happen, and that's just life sometimes. You have to do these things. It's not to say I won't get, you know, maybe in the future when things are going much better, I'll get something a bit more up to date or modern or what, I don't know. Or maybe old and different. I don't know. But the point is, there are things I have to do, and that's just the case. I probably should actually get gloves as well, because I'm getting tired of doing this. And I will get some waterproofs, like a boil in the bag suit. So when I go to this new job, I won't be soaking wet when I get there. I will say here, things have not been as straightforward as they could have been. And here's some advice to you. If you have elderly parents or parents who are getting older, or maybe suggest this to your parents for in the future. Or if you have a single parent living on their own, get them to put a folder together with a bit of information about every company they have dealings with, how they contact them, their account numbers, preferably like a recent bill, even if it's just in the past year. So should anything ever happen to them, or when that day comes, you don't have to go scrabbling through paperwork and digging through stuff to find out what's what and who needs what. Because with so much stuff now being done online, and I don't have access to my mum's email, it made things so much more complicated. So, as I say, if you do have elderly parents, I really would advise if they can get that information folder together to help you in the future, if you're the one who's going to be dealing with it, do that. It will sorry, it was like a rat that had been spray painted on the road. Do that. It will help you a lot. I'm trying to get the camera straight, but my head's not straight either. There we go. Is that better? I think so. Having a bike, I will say, during this time has been really helpful. Like last week I had to go and get the death certificate, and it was a glorious sunny day, and to be able to just jump on the bike, ride up there, take the long route back, it was such a juxtaposition between, you know, the enjoyment of riding a bike, the escapism of riding a bike, and then a very salient, not fun moment. And a lot of this, you know, I feel so unprepared for what we're having to do, and I'm having to learn as I go. But that's just what happens, you know, unless you've done this sort of thing before, you have to just learn it as you go. And I will say, most of the companies I've dealt with have been really understanding, really helpful. The people I've talked to have been really nice, and it's felt relatively smooth in places. It's just most of it, oh god, yesterday I was on the phone on hold for 35 minutes to talk to the one of the water companies, right? And I'm just halfway through shutting down my mum's account and setting up the new one, and the internet goes out, and because our phone's done through the internet, the phone went dead. So 40 odd minutes later, then while I'm trying to sort the internet out, my mobile rings and I miss it, and that was them calling me back. So I then had to call them again and sit on hold for 30 minutes for them to put me through to technical rather than the billing team I needed, who then I had to wait another like 10-15 minutes to get through to the billing team, and then we could eventually pick up from where we were. It made it so confusing for both them and me, but they were amazing and sorted that out. For me, I've realised I'm going to become a bit of a minimalist. To start with, because we know we're going to get a small place. We can't afford a big place, and that means I have to get rid of as much stuff as I physically can. And that will mean giving up some hobbies and stuff for now. Like, I'm probably going to sell my 3D printer, because in reality, as fun as it was to use it, I only made 2 or 3 things over the time I had it. Well, a handful of things that were useful. The rest of it was for painting, and then I've got all these models that I don't know what to do with, and I'm going to have to get rid of the, you know, if I've just printed something from a file, it's just filament, I've done nothing more, I'll give them away to wherever, or they'll go into recycling, or whatever I can do. Now with the texting, I'm not going to be near the beach most likely, because I probably am going to be moving off of hailing. Not only will it make getting to and from work easier, it'll also make it significantly cheaper, most likely. It is sad, my family's been here for a very long time, but it's changed. It's not the place it used to be. In the last 10 years or so, it's not the place it used to be. Oh wow, they're fixing it! Hooray! Someone came steaming through here and crashed into that house months ago. But part of the reason I'm feeling like becoming a bit of a minimalist, not in the sense I don't want to have any possessions, it's just to be very considerate about the things you keep. And the reason I say that is, back in 2020, when my nan died, and COVID was going on, my mum was able to go there once to get some stuff out of her house, but then me and my brother had to do the main clear out, and we ended up throwing most of her possessions that weren't, you know, nothing with any value that you couldn't sell or give to someone that would be useful. It all went into a skip. And to throw an entire lifetime's worth of possessions, little trinkets and stuff that people held a sentimental value to, in the bin, didn't feel nice at all. And I'm having to do kind of a similar thing with my mum. Well, all of us, my brother. When I say I do mean my brother and my sister and me. It's just easier to say I, but it's us. You know, we have to go through this. We're going to make sure that anything that can be kept and used by someone else, like she's got a massive book collection, I want to make sure that that gets to somewhere where it gets used. They get to be read again, because that's what books are for. And anything that's, you know, collectible and stuff gets off to people who collect it and appreciate it. We can get something back for it. But if it's just, you know, random stuff, my mum had about 18 mixing bowls, for instance. I don't know why she needed 18 different mixing bowls. What ones we want we'll keep, and the rest are going to have to go off. They're old and ancient and they're no use to anyone. And yeah, a lot of stuff is going to end up going in the bin, and that just feels weird. And I don't want to, you know, leave that for Reno in the future to have to deal with. I really just want to have the equipment that I need and keep the memories and the things that I want to remember stuff by in my head. Like, Thankfully, I have a very good memory, so everything. I mean, it's both a blessing and a curse. I don't feel like I need to keep trinkets to remind me of times, but equally, it means I don't forget about the worst times. And you have that book in your head of regrets that people with anxiety have, where you just sit there and you'll go back into it and be like, why did I say that then? Those people will have no memory of it and probably didn't think it was weird at the time, but you might do. And you'll hold on to it and you keep going back to it and you just cringe and die inside every time you think about it. That's one of the things you have to remember. Most of those scenarios, the other people in those scenarios do not remember. It was not important enough to them to remember that. And you can let those things go. So clearing out will be a big thing. Thankfully, I have a system that I have been doing for years. I've been doing this since before 2020, but around that time I've really implemented it, which is, if it's something I use, it's out all the time. If it's something I just want to keep, because I don't know what to do with it yet, it goes into a box, and about every year I will go through it and I'll throw stuff away that we've thrown away. If I still want to keep it, it gets condensed into another box, and then the year after that the process goes down the line. When I then do it the next year, if in the 3-year box I have not needed it and I don't feel like I want to keep it now, I'll just throw it away, because then you're not holding on to stuff, and it's this set filing system of possessions that if you haven't touched it in 3 years, do you really need it? Some things, yes. Other things, definitely not. I do not need all my old mobile phones that I've collected, because it's like, cool, look, I've got most of the phones I've had since I was younger, but in reality, they're most of the phones I've had since about 2005, and the phones I had before that have long gone, because they were bricks, and they, back in the day, you just got a new phone for 20 quid. Do you remember when you could get a pay-as-you-talk phone for £20 with £10 to £20 worth of top-up credit from like Tesco's and places like that? What a time! What a time! Phones are now £1,000 plus. Seeing the new iPhones coming out, and everyone crying about them getting scratched up and stuff. It's like, man, back in the day, you drop a phone, you were more concerned about the thing you dropped it on, not the phone. And if you did lose your phone or you broke your phone, the most annoying thing was the fact you'd have a new number, but you could literally go to Tesco's and just have a new phone immediately. But then again, at that time, we were T9 texting, although I actually remember text messages coming in. This is how fucking old I am. And it was just phone calls. It wasn't all of the stuff that phones do now. Now, of course, phones are, smartphones are very cool, very handy. The dumb phones, as they call it, are quite a smart idea, but with my job, what I do now, I definitely can't do that. I need my smartphone. And with the new job coming up, I might actually get another phone, because then I can have that phone signed into all the work accounts, and I can, that helps me deal with that. I've still got to get my tax return done, but as obviously priority is get the bills switched over so no one's chasing us for bills, and now I can work on doing my tax return. Now, is Wix going to be the one? Do you think they're going to have a selection of well, I thought it was 18mm handrail, but it's like 19. But did I bring my measuring tape with me? No, sorry, I didn't. Oh, it's alright. I'll just go and nab a measuring tape from wherever they sell them and use it to measure up what I need. I have done that on a few occasions. If you ever go to like a hardware store and you know the measurements but you forget measuring tape, just go and grab one off the shelf and use it. Put it back afterwards. Not in a random location. At least put it back on the shelf where it belongs. That's a pet peeve of mine. When you're walking around Tesco's and you see that someone's obviously picked up a sandwich or some strawberries or something like that. I say strawberries particularly because I saw this a few days ago, and they decide that they don't want them, and then they'll just put them on a non-refrigerated shelf. I hope you realise that they have to go in the bin. They're going to get wasted. This is the problem with these gloves. The Velcro is just, I can't recover it, and it just pops open, and obviously in a crash the concern is they're going to fly off my hands. What else happened recently? Oh yeah, if you live on the island and you ride a bike and you ride up Beach Road twice a day, watch out, someone's after you. I was in the co-op and this little old lady, as I'm about to walk past her and walk out the shop, she goes, "Excuse me." I went, "Oh, yeah, hello, can I help?" She went, "Well, this is going to be a rude question." I went, "Oh, well, do go ahead." She goes, "Do you ride your motorcycle up and down Beach Road twice a day?" And I'm like, no, I don't. That's not me. And she's like, "Oh, well, in that case, it's not a rude question." And then just said, "Off you go." Like, yes, you're free to go now. Like, all right. I think if I'd said Mum, maybe, I don't know, she probably would have ripped my ear off. Imagine that. Imagine a car drives up and down your road and they're a bit annoying. So any car driver you see, you stop and ask them if it's them so you can pull their ear off in the local co-op. What do you think? Do you think Wix is going to have the thing that I need? Or am I going to have to try B&Q? Rather not, it's a lot further away, and I don't know if they have a... I actually find Wix tend to have a better selection. Thanking you. Where are you going, left or right? You're going right. Oh, watch out, seagull. It's just a young one. Mate. It is so funny. As this place is built, you're quite probably, I don't know, 15 years ago now, maybe longer. As the birds that like moved in and then they grow here and then some of them grow up here, they get more and more nonchalant to the point that now there's pigeons in Tesco's that I think have been, like their family are from the Tesco's car park. They were born in the Tesco's car park and they're going to stay in the Tesco's car park. There's no reason to leave, but it makes them so humanised. It's funny. Right. Okay, well I'm going to go into Wix and hope I can get what I need. Back in a minute. Look at this. Same size, so we can use the existing rail. And the hole spacing is exactly the same. Sure, the shape's not the same, but sod it. We have a handrail without drilling any more holes. That I will call a success. And right now, the little victories is very, very important. Oh, something else I haven't mentioned that I should mention is that Reno is going to be selling her CBR. She will get a new bike in the future. She's always found the CBR has been a little bit big for her because she's only a little one. You know, with her little legs. I've only got little legs! And she's not ridden it much in the past couple of years. Well, she hasn't ridden it hardly at all in the past couple of years. So I've been maintaining it, getting its MOT done up on it and keeping it in a good running order, but we're also going to need to sell that one. So if you want to buy a 2014 CBR 500R, which is an A2 viable bike, for its sort of, the reasonable going rate, I can't tell you what that is right now, but it's going to be a fair rate, let me know. The DR I think will be a lot harder to sell because it's more specialised, but I know a lot of people are looking for A2 bikes, so that is available. The way that this will work, if you do choose to, is I will have it stored in a different location, transported there that is, and then we would meet at that location and you could purchase it there. I don't think I can do test rides because insurance and all that sort of stuff, but I can tell you the bike's in bloody good nick. I might get the MOT done first, and that way I could do a riding video so I can show you it in its current state. But that's something we'll get done in the near future. Same as I'll do a video talking about the DR. It is a real shame to sell bikes, but it's also a lot more complicated when you're online. I can't just list it publicly and say to people, yeah, come around my place and have a look at the bike and tell me if you want it or not. That could cause problems. Watch out for the gravel. Right. Well, I need to finish this video up because I don't want I need to finish this video up because I don't want it to be too long, and we should do that in traditional style. Thank you. That's right, we're ending it at Tesco's. We did get a Tesco's order last night because we're trying to do that as much as possible. It saves me having to spend time going backwards and forwards, but we want some nice veg to go with our fish. Guys, it's very odd. It's very odd just making a normal vlog. I will say a lot of people have said about how the video recently, my life turned upside down one, appeared in their feed for the first time in years. Even though they've been subscribed to me, they haven't seen a video in a very long time, and a lot of people said that video appeared to them. And they didn't even know I was still making videos, and they're like, I didn't even know people were still doing normal motor vlogs. There are some people still doing it, and I still do. I do the reviews and stuff like that, and I've done build series, but I like vlogs. I think they're a good thing. Every time I come around that corner, I feel like I get a spray of water in. Oh, it's the car wash, isn't it? Yeah, it's like blow by from the car wash. And we've arrived, and we will end the video here in true spicy style at Tesco's. Even though Tesco's as a company, I think you suck. 1, you never have anything anymore. 2, you're putting your prices up unreasonably high. And 3, you are scalping people on hailing for the convenience, like it's on a distant island. There is a road bridge. You're taking the piss. Anyway, as I say, huge thanks to you all. Not sure when the next video will be. Maybe when I've next got a thing to do. I'm not putting pressure on that. It's like now that it felt like a good time, I'm going to do it. Much love. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.